going on, Shay? This is Marcel Umphery from flop2flipnation.com, and I want to say hello to all of the good faith investors that are tuning in and folks that may have just came across this video. Shay, I'm shooting this video for a couple of reasons. Reason number one, I want to personally thank you for adding value to my real estate business and my financial IQ with your blog at GoodFaithInvesting.com and also your GPS guide to financial freedom. I think you're doing a phenomenal job giving back to folks like myself and probably folks that are watching this video and folks that follow your blog on a daily basis. You really over-deliver as far as actionable content. I mean, some people show the facts, but you actually show folks how to apply the tips and strategies that you share on your blog and in your manuals and in all of your products. So Shay, I just want to commend you and keep doing what you're doing because I'm loving it, and I know folks that are tuning in would agree with me. Reason number two, I'm shooting this video, Shay, a couple of weeks ago. I know I'm a little late. You sent me a question, and that question is a question that I get all the time. A lot of my coaching clients ask that question as well. And that question, Shay, was what are the top 2 strategies that I use when negotiating with sellers? And Shay, I want to share with you just 2 of the strategies that I use. We actually have a 5-step process, and I know you've already gotten my Flop to Flip Wholesaling manual. I believe I go through my 5-step negotiation process to get deals to the settlement table. But Shay, I'm going to share 2 out of the 5. And I always tell folks, before I start sharing my 5-step negotiation process with them, is that they need to know that you're not going to master negotiations. And folks tuning in, if you're just starting out, you're not going to master negotiations just by reading a negotiation manual, getting a course on negotiations. Negotiations, you become a master at negotiations the more you do it. The more you're doing it. If you're negotiating a lot, that means you're actively out pursuing prospective deals. You're actively out looking for deals, digging up deals, dealing with potential motivated sellers. You're actually out there making offers. So the more offers you make, the more negotiation situations you're going to put yourself in, which is going to help you become a better negotiator over time. The more you do it, the better you're going to get. So Shay, I'm going to go right into the top 2 that we use. As soon as we get a call to come in through one of our online or offline marketing campaigns, one of the number 1 questions we ask any potential motivated seller is, how much money do you need for your property? If you're tuning in, write that down. The number 1 question is, how much money do you need for your property? We don't ask how much do you want for the property. We don't ask how much is the house for sale for or the property for sale for. We ask them how much do they need for the property. Right after we ask how much do you need for the property, we ask, how did you come up with that figure? How did you come up with that figure? As soon as we ask them, how much do you need for the property? Now, a lot of times, especially in this marketplace, you may be dealing with some savvy real estate investors or savvy folks, period. I mean, there's some savvy people outside of us real estate investors out here in the world. So you got to be careful as far as blurping out a number before the potential seller does. So a lot of sellers will ask you, well, I want you to offer. Make me an offer. I don't want to make an offer. And the reason why they're doing that is because a lot of folks know in negotiations, usually the person that names the number, that says the number first, loses the negotiation. And that's key. So you don't want to fall into that trap. If someone asks you, I want you to name a number first, you want to avoid that. And one of the ways, Shay, that I teach people how to avoid that question or avoid answering that question is saying this response. And I'm going to role play with you, Shay. Shay, I just want to let you know I don't usually make offers over the phone without first seeing the property. So I really need to be in a ballpark. I don't want to waste your time and I don't want to waste my time. I really need to know what ballpark price do I need to be in for you to take my offer? Where do I need to be? And you might say a number. That's a rebuttal that we use to throw back in the seller's lap if they ask us to name a price. So I'll ask you, I don't really make offers over the phone without even seeing the property, but before I come out and see the property, I would like to know what ballpark figure do I need to be in, as far as making an offer. So I find out what their ballpark figure, it might be 30 to 40,000. Once I get a baseline of what that potential motivated seller wants for the property, I can then form my negotiation strategy around that. Now, Shay, number 2, once I've made my way, past that number, once I've figured out that number or gotten the number out of the potential motivated seller, I'm then scheduling a time and date to meet the motivated seller at the property. Now, this is very key. Now, this is one of the other strategies that I use to negotiate these deals. Now, Shay, this strategy I haven't seen taught anywhere on the internet, anywhere in any manual that I've bought or read. I haven't seen this anywhere. Shay, I make my offers in the ugliest room in the property, in the house. Usually we're in houses. We make our offers in the ugliest parts of the property. If there's a basement, that has water damage, we're going to make our offer in the ugliest part of the property. If there's a room in the house that has fire damage, we're going to make our offer in the ugliest part of the property. Now, the reason why we do this, number 1, it's a psychological effect on the seller when we can stand in a room that is burnt up to the crisp and make a low-ball bottom line offer. And you'll be surprised when you go out to these properties and you meet these motivated sellers and you take them, you take a tour through the entire house, you got your checklist, you're going through the property, and then you figure out which room is the ugliest and you make your offer there. You'll find, and you can test this out, Shay, and folks tuning in, you'll find that more of your offers will get accepted if you make your offers in the ugliest part of the room. Of the house, I'm sorry. So, Shay, I hope that I answered your question. I hope that all the good faith investors were able to take this information and apply it into their real estate investment businesses. And Shay, I look forward to talking to you soon. Keep doing what you're doing. Don't stop, because you're rocking. I'll see you on the other side. I'll see you folks at the settlement table soon. Take care. This is Marcel Umphery, Flop the Flip Nation, signing out.